Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to explore elements inside Canva, and we are going to see how to use shapes, which are one of the elements provided by Canva. So let's get started. To access the elements, you can click on the elements on the toolbar. Elements include shapes, graphics, animations, photos, videos, audios, and a lot more. Here you can see recently used elements by me. In this video, we are only going to explore shapes. So let's click on the shapes and let's see what's inside the shapes. You can see the recently used shapes here. You can use lines. So if you click any of these shapes, for example, if I click a line, I'm going to get the line on my canvas. So I got this line. I can have another type of line. I can have dotted lines. I can have arrows. And I can see all different type of lines by pressing see all. You can see we have different type of arrows provided here. You can go back to the main screen here by pressing this back arrow. If we select any specific shape, we are going to get the toolbar at the top from where we can change the characteristics or properties of the selected shape. For example, let's talk about this arrow shape. We can change the stroke color because these shapes are made up of strokes, and we can change the colors. We can change the stroke style. We have the solid style or we have dotted style. We can increase the stroke weight. We can also select other dotted styles. We can also increase the size of the shape by clicking on the circle or dots at the end of these shapes like this. We can change the line start shape and line end shape. For example, we can have a different type of arrow here or a dotted end here, something like this. And for the line end, we can have, for example, nothing, or we can have something like this. It's really up to us. We can change the line type, so straight line, or we can have elbowed line, for example, like this, or we can have a curved line, so it looks very nice. Can be used for different purposes of diagrams. I'll just keep it on the straight. We can also make it transparent using the transparency. And of course, same like other elements, we have the position, and we can go to the position and we can explore the settings. We can align to the page, top of the page, middle of the page, center, left, right, bottom. And as I showed you in the earlier videos when I was demonstrating the text, I can duplicate this by pressing Ctrl D, and I can also align these two shapes to each other by selecting both of them by clicking and dragging. So I can press center, so these both shapes can align to each other in the center. And you can change the stacking order. For example, if I change the color of one of them to something like blue, you can see The blue one is at the top of the orange. I can go to the position and I can bring the blue line backward. So actually I'm changing the layers here. You can see same like Photoshop, we have the layers. I will be explaining the layers in an advanced video in future. But if you have selected the blue line, you can drag it at the top, or you can drag it beneath the orange line. So you can do the same here with forward or back. Let's going back to the elements, and we can see we have some basic shapes here: rectangles, circles, triangles, and we can also click this forward symbol to see more shapes in the same area, or we can click this see all and we can see all different type of shapes. We have polygons, we have stars, so a lot of shapes have been provided. We can have arrows, we have flowchart shapes which can be used for flowchart diagrams. We have speech bubbles, we have clouds, hearts, banners, teardrops, cogs, and many other different shapes. If you cannot find a shape, you can also try to generate, which we are going to see in another future video, or you can also search for the elements. Let me move these shapes and let me create a polygon here. By clicking a polygon, we can see that we can also type inside just by clicking polygon, and but I don't want this text inside here, so I'm just going to delete it. I was just showing you for the demonstration. I will deselect and I will click it again to move it, and we can see we have the same properties for other closed shapes. We can edit. Edit simply means you can replace it with another shape. So if I press edit, I can replace it with another type of shape. I can click, and for example this one, I can change the color, same like other elements. I can change the stroke style. There is no stroke at the moment, so I can increase the stroke. I can change stroke style. I can change the stroke color as well. So this is the stroke color, and you can see I have changed the stroke color only. I can also change the corners. Can have a round corners. It make more sense with the rectangles or squares, but you can see it's also acting on this one as well. You can have more points. And the inner depth, so it can create a lot of beautiful styles here. Let me go to the elements again and let me create a square, so I can just demonstrate you the corners. This is a hard edged corner. You can also change to rounded corners. You can also change the sides, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but I would like to just keep it on 4. With 3 it becomes a triangle, and you can also make it transparent like any other element. And we have also effects for the shapes. So we have the most famous and commonly used drop shadow, which looks very nice on shapes and text. You can also change the settings of a particular effect. You can also change the color of a shadow, and of course offset and other settings. You can also apply another type of effect like glow, echo, and a glitch, and there are some other advanced effects which you can play with yourself. You can also press remove effect button here to remove any effects. And position, so we have covered position in text as well, and I have shown it to you with the other shapes in this video as well, but we can see that, for example, this is in front of the other shape in the stacking order, so we can press this button here backward, or we can also bring it to front again, and we can also align these to the page or align to each other, so center of each other. You can also make one of them like a little bit transparent so we can see through it, and we can also give them a specific height or width by typing here like 2 into 1.5, and you can see it has become a rectangle and not a square anymore. I can press 1 here, and this is the way to give a specific height. You can also lock it so nobody can change it. You can manually move it and change the position, or you can also type here X and Y for a specific position on the artboard or the canvas. So these are some basic functions for shapes. I hope you have learned something about shapes in this video, and I will be seeing you in the next video.